This is Dr. Sridhar. Came back to you with another video lecture on network theorems. So these network theorems highly useful for reducing the complex electrical circuits, or if any electrical circuit is having multiple number of loops in it. So with some fundamental principles like Ohm's law, like this, more or less similar to that Ohm's law, we have network theorems also. But these network theorems are very useful for us in solving complex electrical systems. And in these network theorems, we have Thevenin's theorem, Norton's theorem, Millman's theorem, reciprocity theorem, maximum power transfer theorem, and superposition theorem. Now, in this today's video lecture, I am going to discuss about Thevenin's theorem. Basically, this was this was proposed by Helmholtz in earlier to 1883, but this was highlighted, came to limelight with a famous telegraph engineer, that is M.L. Thevenin, in 1883. So this is a fundamental theorem, and this is widely used in the electrical circuit in solving major electrical problems having multiple loops, and very big electrical circuits can be simplified in very simplest manner. So that's why this Thevenin's theorem is very helpful for us. And this Thevenin's theorem is also useful in power systems also, to especially in the fault analysis. And this was introduced initially in the Helmholtz. So after that, this was highlighted because of this Thevenin. So on both the names, sometimes this theorem is also called as Helmholtz-Thevenin's theorem, but in the majorly people will call as the Thevenin's theorem. So the statement of this Thevenin theorem is any linear bilateral network, either the circuit may be AC or DC, no matters here. If the circuit containing more number of voltage sources, current sources, it means active sources, either current sources or voltage sources, these can be replaced by one single voltage source in series with a single resistance across the load. So this is the very usefulness of this Thevenin theorem. Of course, the circuit may be AC or DC. Second one is the circuit may contains more number of active sources, either voltage sources or current sources. Of course, dependent sources or independent sources also no matters here. And what may be the number of resistances in it. Now, all these active sources and independent and passive elements can be replaced with one single voltage source in series with it one single resistance across the load. So the statement highlights here is any linear bilateral network AC or DC containing several voltages, currents and resistances can be replaced by just one voltage source in series with single resistance connected across the load. Here there are some certain nomenclatures we have to follow, that is VTH, or sometimes this is also represented as VOC. OC is nothing but it is open circuited voltage. Now that is open circuited voltage measured between the load terminals. So what are the points across which we are with respect to what element we are going to simplify the electrical network. So first of all, that terminals you have to assume as the load terminals. So across with respect to that two particular load terminals, now across that particular terminals you can represent the total electrical network with one single voltage source in series with it one single resistance. So the voltage source is designated as VOC or VTH. VTH is nothing but V Thevenin. So equivalent of Thevenin voltage, and RTH is the resistance, that is the Thevenin's equivalent resistance. So any electrical complex electrical circuit can be represented in one voltage source and one resistance. That voltage source is in series with that resistance, and this combination should be across the load terminals. Load terminals is nothing important here. The load terminals are nothing but across which element. Now what is our interest here? Now out of the total electrical network, with respect to what element you are working, that element you have to treat that element as a load. So that load terminals you should not disturb. The remaining electrical circuit can be equivalently represented by one voltage source and one resistance. So the voltage source is designated as VOC or VTH, and resistance is nothing but the RTH. So how what is the procedure in the Thevenin's equivalent voltage and Thevenin's equivalent resistance in order to determine this voltage and resistance? What is the procedure means? Now this electrical circuit might be the combination of n number of active sources, n number of passive sources. I mean to say passive elements. So active sources, how these active sources can be eliminated, or what is the mechanism, what is the thumb rule we are going to follow in determining or in deriving the equivalent open source, open circuited voltage or Thevenin's voltage means all the active elements should be represented with its internal resistance. So if you are taking a voltage source, if that any electrical circuit, it may be the combination of one or two voltage source, let us assume. What is the internal resistance of any voltage source? Practical voltage source means it may have some internal resistance, but ideal voltage source, it will have zero internal resistance. So in this Thevenin's principle, now ideally speaking means that all the voltage sources should be represented with zero internal resistance. Zero internal resistance is nothing but short circuited one. So coming to the current sources, the current sources are nothing but ideal current sources will have infinite internal impedance or infinite internal resistance. So the current sources must and should be open circuited. That is a statement we can make use here. Only ideal conditions we are taking here. Voltage sources are replaced by short circuits and current sources are replaced by open circuits. This is how we are going to achieve open circuited voltage if that electrical circuit is having multiple number of active sources. So what are the steps to be followed here is remove the portion of the network across which the Thevenin's equivalent circuit is to be found. So what is our interested element? Suppose now if you are taking any electrical circuit, sometimes what happens, we may be asked to determine what is the current through one X resistor or what is the voltage drop across that particular Y resistor. In such cases, that X or Y is treated as a load. So that resistance is connected between what are the terminals. That terminals are very, very important. That terminals are assumed to be load terminals. So that resistance or that load terminals should not be disturbed. Without disturbing that load terminals or that load resistance, now you have to eliminate or you have to slowly reduce the complexity of that electrical circuit by replacing the equivalent resistance of the active sources and by keeping short circuiting across the voltage sources, by open circuiting the current sources. Now like that, we are going to proceed step by step to determine or to reducing the complexity of that electrical network here. So here load means not exactly the load. Load means what is our interest. So across which element we are working to determine the currents through it or drop across that particular resistance. And after ensuring this, the equivalent of voltage sources and equivalent of current sources, now you have to move to the open circuited voltage or Thevenin's voltage. That is depicted in step 3. Now find the open circuit voltage VOC or Thevenin's voltage, that is VTH. Now how we are going to get this value means, first you have to remove the load element or load circuit. Now that is load resistance, and by eliminating the load resistance, we can easily find out the Thevenin's voltage VTH across the load terminals. And after identifying the VOC or VTH, now we can move to the RTH. That is nothing but Thevenin's equivalent resistance, or that is RTH. Here, most important thing is you have to short circuit the voltage sources, open circuit the current sources. Now, after doing this, we can easily find out the RTH, and finally, you have to draw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Now, here the thing here it is, you can easily get this Thevenin's equivalent resistance, equivalent voltage Now this we can easily understand by solving one or two problems. Now let us go back to one simple analysis here. So what might be the electrical circuit? That electrical network may be containing different voltage sources or current sources, and you have to separately show what is our interested element that can be called as a load resistance. So this is the RL. So that is connected between A and B. So this is the practical electrical network. This can be equivalently shown with one voltage source VOC, or sometimes this is also represented as VTH, and this is RS, or this is RTH. But this is the standard nomenclature, RTH and VOC or VTH. Generally people will prefer representing this VOC VTH as the Thevenin's equivalent voltage, and RTH is nothing but that is the equivalent resistance. Now these two are represented in series with each other, because that is the statement itself. It says that the equivalent voltage it is and RTH, these two are connected in series across the loads. Now this combination, this total combination is across the load. Across the load means in parallel to this load. That load resistance is RL, and that is connected between point A and point B. The voltage VOC is equal to the potential difference between the two terminals, that is nothing but the A and B, caused by the active network with no external resistance connected to these terminals. So RL is nothing but at the end only you have to bring this RL into the circuit. Otherwise, only this A and B points are nothing but kept open. So nothing should be connected. Only after getting this VOC or VTH and RTH only, then only you have to bring this RL into the circuit. Then based on your requirement, suppose if they want to know whatever the current, that current is nothing but the VOC divided by RTH plus RL. Like this only you have to compute. So during this method, or during this process of determining VOC or VTH and RTH, don't bring this RL into the computations. Only you have to bring this RL at the end only. That is very, very important. So unnecessarily don't mess up this process, and RL is completely entirely different, and only at the end only you have to bring to determine the current through this RL or the voltage across this particular RL. This is very, very important. The series resistance RTH is the equivalent resistance looking back into the circuit at the terminals A and B. So through these two terminals, if you want to see back to the network, only whatever the total resistance the circuit is having, that is nothing but the RTH, by making the sources inactive or dead. Let us solve one simple problem. Using Thevenin's theorem, find the current in resistor R2 of 2 ohm. Here, this is nothing but the 2 ohm resistor. This value they have given as R2. And this is R1 is 4 ohm and this R3 is 1 ohm. So, this electrical circuit is having two voltage sources, that is 28 volt is one voltage source and 7 volt is another voltage source. Of course, this is very simple electrical circuit, but at the beginning, let us highlight and let us discuss about the importance of this Thevenin's theorem with lesser number of elements, that is active and passive. So here our interest is find the current in resistor R2. So this is nothing but our interested branch is R2. So once if you are highlighting or if you are clearly understand what they are asking us to determine, that is nothing but they are asking us to determine whatever the current through this R2. So this current is how much? So what is the current flowing through this 2 ohm resistor or R2? So once if you come to that particular conclusion, then simply you have to isolate these two terminals, or you have to keep this 2 ohm, or outside of this electrical circuit you have to bring this 2 ohm, because again from there onwards you have to assume this as a load resistance. So that is the introduction to the problem. So this is just now also we have discussed, you have to assume this as a load. Simply this is nothing but the load. This is the load terminals and nothing. We are not at all disturbing any portion of the network. Only what is our interested element. So they are asking us to what? So they are asking us to determine the current through this 2 ohm resistor. Then once if that information is available for us, then immediately at that instant only you have to assume that resistance is the load resistance. So designate the resistor R2 as a load. That is the R2 is nothing but the 2 ohm resistor. Then after that pull out the load resistor and enclose the remaining network within a dotted box. Just because just now also we have discussed Now this dotted box, inside the dotted box, whatever it may be the electrical circuit, then finally the equivalent of this dotted box is nothing but one voltage source, that is VTH, is in series with RTH, and only up to that extent you have to reduce this electrical circuit which was shown inside the dotted box. That is the intention here, nothing more than that. Only just I want to differentiate what is the load, because this load you should not disturb till the end. So that is the intention here. And except this load and everything you have to push into inside the dotted box. So here this load we are separately representing here with 2 ohm resistor, and whatever the current through this 2 ohm resistor, it was assumed that I2. So finally you have to find out whatever the I2 current here, and the remaining portion you have to keep inside this dotted box. So this dotted box at the end you have to represent with one voltage source with one resistor, and the two must and should be in series. So that is the intention of this Thevenin's theorem. So after that, temporarily remove the load resistance and leaving the terminals A and B open, because if anything is connected here, now we may be confused, and of course as per the principles nothing should be connected here between the terminals A and B. This is the terminal A and B, and just you kept this A and B just open. At the end only you have to again bring back in what fashion this point A and point B are connected. So this is the procedure here. Now A and this is the B, and the total voltage you can see from across this load terminals is nothing but VTH. So some current, suppose some voltage source is there, this is a 28 volts and this is 7 volts. Now generally what happens, higher voltage source can supply some current. So this is nothing but the 28 volts and 7 volts, and this terminal A and B are kept open. So through this load terminals, if you can see, the equivalent of this 28 and 7 volts is nothing but the VTH, or this is also called as the open circuited voltage VOC. This is our step. Next one is find the open circuit voltage. Just now in the previous step we have assumed the resistance, that is not resistance, VOC across terminals A and B. So that is, it is very clearly given that 28 is one voltage source, you can see on the left side, and the right side 7 volts, and the total resistance is 4 plus 1 5. So 28 minus 7 by 4 plus 1 is equal to 21 by 5, that is 4.2 amps of current. So whatever the VAB, because in the previous case also if you could see that the voltage between VAB is nothing but, either you can move like this in order to find out the equivalent voltage between AB, or else you can move straightly like this, because this element, this branch and this branch are connected in parallel to each other. So with which you are more convenient, you can proceed like this, and this 7 volts, this is minus and plus, and this is plus and minus. So and the current is moving in the downward direction, we are moving in the upward direction. So the drop across this is positive, and anyhow negative to positive we are moving. So this is also we are going to gain the energy. So that is the reason here. This is the 7 plus is because our movement and the current are traveling in the opposite direction. So that is the reason I have kept here positive. And anyhow from negative terminal to positive terminal through the 7 volts battery you are moving. So this is also plus 7 plus 4.2 into 1. This 4.2 is nothing but the current. That is the total current the circuit is having, and the resistance value is 1. So totally the voltage is nothing but the 11.2 volts. This is about the VAB, or this is also called as the VOC, or this is also nothing but VTH. VTH, VOC is nothing but the 11.2 volts. So this is the one of the step we have completed. So this is called as the Thevenin's voltage, that is VTH is equal to VAB is nothing but the 11.2 volts. And after after calculating this 11.2 as a VTH or VOC, then you go back for calculating the RTH, that is the Thevenin's equivalent resistance. Now, how can we do that? So, you have to turn off all the electrical sources. I mean to say, the voltage sources should be represented with its equivalent internal resistance, and current sources with its equivalent internal resistance. Current sources having infinite impedance in it across the current source. So, you can open circuit the current sources and short circuit the voltage sources. So, find the resistance between terminal A and B. So this is nothing but the RTH. So between these two terminals, you see into the circuit, and anyhow, this is the voltage source. We have short circuited clearly, and this is also 7 volts voltage source. This is also we have short circuited. So whatever the resistance, now through this A and B, if you could see back into the electrical network, so this 1 ohm and 4 ohm are connected in parallel. So whatever the RTH is 1 ohm is in parallel to 4 ohm. So the total value is nothing but the 0.8 ohms. So that is the RTH value. So the circuit within the dotted box is replaced with Thevenin's equivalent consisting of a voltage source of VTH in series with the resistor. Yes, 11.2 is voltage source, open circuited voltage or Thevenin's voltage. 0.8 is nothing but the RTH. So in the beginning of this problem only, we have clearly discussed with that. So whatever it may be, the number of elements, number of active elements or passive elements inside that box, finally you have to show that box with two elements. One is the voltage source, that is open circuited voltage or Thevenin's voltage, and Thevenin's equivalent resistance. So already we have calculated that. So inside this box, you have to keep one voltage source and the resistance. This is 0.8 ohm and this is 11.2 ohm volts, right? Then you bring that load resistance back to the network and connect between A and B as it is in the beginning only. That was like that only. So the resistor R2 is again connected to the Thevenin's equivalent, forming a single loop circuit. So this is simply, it looks like a single loop. So whatever the current I2 is nothing but the, now in this one, now after came back to this Thevenin equivalent circuit, and just simply as per the fundamentals of the electrical circuit, one voltage source is there, two resistors are there. So whatever the total current you can see inside this electrical circuit means I2 is equal to VTH divided by the total resistance, that is 2 ohm plus 0.8. So that is 11.2 by 0.8 plus 2 ohm, that is nothing but some 4 amps of current. So whatever the current through this 2 ohm resistor is nothing but I2, which is nothing but 4 amps of current. So this is the method to determine Thevenin's voltage and Thevenin's equivalent resistance. So hopefully you understood the importance of Thevenin's theorem, and this Thevenin's theorem, it simplifies the complex electrical circuit by replacing the entire electrical circuit except the loads with one equivalent voltage source and one equivalent resistance, and finally you have to connect that voltage source and the resistance in series with each other, and then finally the load can be bring back to the actual network between the two terminals from where you have disconnected that load resistance, and after once this process completed, then you can move into the circuit like as a basic electrical circuit only. So this video lecture probably given good idea, and hopefully this gives good emphasis on the Thevenin's theorem, because this Thevenin's theorem is very basic theorem and important to electrical engineering applications to reduce the complexity of the electrical circuit in more simpler form. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching this video.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.